What's this?
So we just passed a big, beautiful bill. We need more beds. Governor DeSantis came up with some beds pretty quickly. Uh, we're looking to get 100,000 beds, and the more beds we get, the more bad guys we can take off the street.
Okay, this is on the big beautiful bill,
before we
which
deport them, they need a bed
increased the
because it takes several days,
fund.
several weeks, several months to actually
You're right.
remove them.
The
So
aid
we need more beds. We're bringing
to
beds on quickly
basically
as possible. I think
immigration,
Governor
right?
DeSantis came
Certain
up with a good model. And I'm not familiar with the cost yet. That's a question for ICE, but we're looking for beds, and I hope we get more beds on soon. We need the
stuff.
beds.
I'm sorry, I said alligator Alcatraz. I meant Alcatraz. The reopening
More
of
funding.
Alcatraz.
More money.
Off the coast.
Well, look, I think they're looking at it. I don't think any decision has been made yet. They've looked at the cost of it, but I'm not in the loop on that. But again, we're looking for any available bed space we can get that meet the detention standards that we're accustomed to. Beds are important. Last week, I woke up one morning, we had less than 200 beds. We'll fill them by half the day. So we're constantly having to change flight arrangements and move deportation as quick as we can to empty beds. We shouldn't be in that position. These operations take time. They're well thought out operations. We need to know that there's a number of beds available when we take the bad guys off the street. So we need to bring beds on as quick as possible, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Can you explain the plans to continue major enforcement pushes within sanctuary cities and states?
Well, the president made it clear we're going to focus on sanctuary cities, make them priority. And why is that? Because we know they're a problem. We know they're releasing public safety threats every day because they're sanctuary cities. They're not honorary detainers. We don't have that problem in most of Texas and Florida, for instance. So we can take resources from those areas and put them in an area where we know there's a problem. So I've said for weeks, we're going to flood the zone in sanctuary cities. You're going to see a record number of agents in the neighborhoods and a record number of agents at work site. If they don't give us the criminal alien, the safety and security of county jail, then we're going to go to the neighborhood and find them because we're going to do the job. If we can't find them in the neighborhood, we'll find them at the work site. So sanctuary cities get exactly what they don't want. More agents in the community, which is going to equal more collateral arrest because when we find a bad guy and he's with somebody that's not a criminal but he's here illegally, they're coming too. So that's the president made that commitment and I made that commitment and that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're already doing it.
Mr. Homan, if it did ultimately cost $2 billion to renovate Alcatraz, is that a figure that you're comfortable with?
I'd have to see how many beds come out of that number, and what's the length of stay that facility is going to do. We got short-term beds.
So the reason why they need beds is so that they can have
unless
people.
Unless I have that information,
right.
I can't even give you a guess.
Use them. Basically, if they don't have a bed, they don't have
work with
a
other states to do that. To bring on
vacancy
beds
for
quickly that meet
a
our detention standards. Look, I think states have a responsibility too. What the Biden administration did for 4 years, releasing all these people into the country not properly vetted, becomes a state problem. Look, all the traffic you saw in the last 4 years coming through Texas.
If you played
97%
RimWorld,
didn't stay in Texas and went all over the country.
You got to
so
make
states have responsibility.
you got to make
felt the
prisons
effect in crime and exhaustion
that
of
are
their
satisfactory.
social services. So states have a big share of this too. I'm
to
happy that
detain
states are stepping
people
up.
and to obviously hand out the law, right?
Now, as far as beds are concerned, and what's the timeline to get to 100,000 beds?
Quick as possible. I don't have a timeline. We got a lot of contracts being reviewed, but the faster we get the beds, the more people we can take off the street.
How many
But
beds do we have right now?
right around 60,000.
Mr. Homan, people who've
Go ahead. Pardon me?
What penalties should someone who assaulted an ICE officer face?
That's a felony. You should go to prison. President Trump made that clear the other day.
I mean, you assault anyone, that's basically a felony. Well, if they press charges on you. Which I'm pretty sure they will. Because it's like if you're going that far, you're doing something.
If you're knowing concealed illegal alien, you're going to go to jail. If you throw a stone at an ICE vehicle or an officer, those days are over. They're going to get out of the car. They're going to arrest you. President Trump made that clear the other day. I talked to President Trump about that. Within 15 minutes, he put a tweet out. So the ICE officers know. Zero tolerance. Border Patrol knows. Zero tolerance.
Mr. Homan, two questions. One is there are a lot of Australians who...
You said it, zero tolerance. You try to assault you try to assault people, police officers, ICE agents. They'll fuck you up. They'll floor you. They'll shoot those 40 millimeter rounds. Well, actually, they might actually shoot fucking bullets at you.
And the second
They're gonna go with lethal. They're gonna say fuck the non-lethal, and they're gonna go lethal.
I understand that, but do you think if they have committed no criminal offences, they should be penalised the same in these harsh deportations?
If you're here in violation of the law, you're going to be held accountable. You know, President Trump made it clear we're going to prioritize public safety threats and national security threats, but you're in the country legally, you got a problem. That is why we're pushing the CB home map. Put your affairs in order and leave the country, make yourself available for some legal program. But if you commit a crime, you violate your status here, that's on you. You violated the law, you're going to be held accountable.
But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those
Over
other
10,000 people die a year
precision,
from DUI.
speed,
That's a serious
and
crime.
I agree.
Against mayors who are harboring illegal aliens. When is this going to happen?
He's going in with right. He's going in with precision, speed, and skill. Yeah.
I've said it from day one. No one's above the law. If you knowingly and harbor conceal an illegal alien from ICE, that is a felony. If you impede ICE officers doing their job, that is a felony. That's a question for DOJ. I've asked DOJ to look at a few cases, and they're looking at them. So I'll just leave it at that. It's a question for Pam Bondi.
When do you expect the president to actually announce the specifics of the exemptions for deportation?
Look, there's discussions going on. I'm not going to get ahead of the president on that. But I will say this, because I've read a lot of news stories that are inaccurate. There will be no amnesty. There are people talking about, we talk about policies every day, strategies every day. That is one of the discussions. Not getting ahead of the president, we'll see what happens.
Are you concerned about the amnesty provisions in Congressman's House?
There will be no, the president will not approve any amnesty. We don't have an agreement yet, so I'm not giving anybody any credit until we got an agreement.
What's happening with golden cards?
Here.
President announced a few months ago.
Out of my lane. I'm the border czar.
There it is. You said it. Oh God, I love this guy.
No, I know CBP. I talked to CBP this morning. They have a plan. They got a prioritization where they're putting border barriers up based on where they see the biggest need. Wall is being constructed. More water buoys are being put in the water, but that plan is being put together now based on the big beautiful bill. Knowing they have the money available, they're reinstituting that plan. So I don't have the most recent facts on that.
Specifically, that funding is going to where you're tracking the border.
No, no. We have a conversation with a lot of countries, but until we get an agreement, I'm not going to comment who they are.
That's it. There you have it. Thank you, Mr. Border Czar, for protecting our borders. Send them out. They can't stay here. Alright, there you have it. Much appreciated. Right Side Broadcasting if you want to check out more news, right?